Abhishek, what are you doing? We're getting late, yaar.
Yes,
Aa jao.
sir. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Let's go. Let's
Sir,
go.
wait, sir. I'm doing a couple of payments.
let's go.
Just a second. Yes.
Ready?
Hmm.
What are you doing?
Just doing my SIP payments.
SIP. It's not payments. It's investment.
Yeah, sir.
What kind of fund is it?
It's mutual fund.
Is it direct or regular?
It's mutual fund, sir.
Dude, is it direct or regular? You don't know what that is? Dude, if you are a do-it-yourself investor and you pick the wrong kind of fund, you lose lakhs of rupees. Lakhs.
यहाँ पे भी.
Of course.
अरे sir.
So before
What
we
is
get
the
to
right
office,
way?
I'll explain both of the kinds and then you decide which one is best for you. So let's begin.
Sir, okay. Tell me, what's the basic difference between a direct fund and a regular fund? मतलब different stocks क्या कहीं और order जाता है? I mean, giving more returns. How does this work?
No, everything's the same. So you understand how mutual fund works, right? Very quickly, we have a manager who's managing a pool of money from people like you who are investing, and there's a strategy.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Got it. Fine. They're investing the fund. Now, there are two ways to actually run this, right? One way is where you go through a financial intermediary. This could be a bank, it could be an advisor, basically an entity who's helping you invest, like an advisor who's telling you what mutual fund is right. So that is called a regular fund. And usme, because the advisor is actually helping you pick the right funds, he takes a commission. Every fund has a regular mode and a direct mode. Okay.
Oh, inside the fund itself. हाँ, ठीक है, okay.
Same fund, but if you are going through an advisor who's helping you rightfully, then you go through a regular fund, and a portion of that is actually something that the advisor keeps, and that's actually a good thing. But if you know what you're doing, you want to do it yourself, and you're a do-it-yourself investor like you. तुम हर चीज देखते हो ना, ये क्या हो रहा है, वो क्या हो रहा है, अल्फा क्या है, बीटा क्या है.
That's what you taught me, sir. I
In that case, you should pick the direct fund, which means your money goes directly to the AMC, to the asset management company, without an intermediary in between, and the expense ratio reduces.
अरे sir, what is this expense ratio? कम होगा मतलब क्या? Fees?
Yeah, expense ratio is basically the fees that the AMC charges you for managing the money.
हाँ, okay, I know that. ठीक है.
And this is expressed in percentage. So if there's a 1% expense ratio on say 1 lakh rupees that you've invested, then
1% of 1 lakh is going as a fee.
1,000 goes to
हाँ, ठीक है,
fees.
okay.
It could be 0.5%, could be 0.2%, could be whatever, but as an example. So the first thing you should do, check how much your fund is charging.
yes.
What's the
Okay,
expense
ठीक है.
ratio?
अरे where to check?
This is the website. Wait.
Which?
Here. Check this out.
हाँ, okay, ठीक है. हाँ, yes, I got it. ठीक है, this is it. Sir, don't you think this looks a little high? नहीं, आप गाड़ी चलाओ क्या?
No, I mean, high is relative. They're doing the work for it, but generally over the last few decades, has the expense ratio increased? Good question. Yeah, I think it has. I think it's increased because the competition's gone up, the expenses of running a fund have gone up. There is, I think, mostly a lot of competition that has to go, and running a fund is not that easy, right?
Inflation.
I mean, there are a lot of expenses, no? There's their office, there's the fund managers, there's the people working in the back office, there's marketing, there's all these things that it takes to run a fund. So overall, the cost of the fund is going up, so the expense ratio has gone up a little bit. Yeah. But I think what you should understand is the difference between a direct and a regular fund. For example, this is what you're looking over here. This is the regular fund ka expense ratio.
Expense ratio, yes.
And if you scroll down here, you'll see that this is the same fund's direct expense ratio. There's a difference, right?
Right. This is slightly lower.
So let's suppose that difference is, let's say, 0.4%. Example, 0.4%. Now take that 0.4% and compound it over the next 20 years. Assuming you're a do-it-yourself investor, you'll save a lot of money, right? Because you went direct.
अरे sir, but generally मतलब 0.5, 0.6%, I don't think that makes a difference. मतलब compounding is happening on the return side also. The money that I'm investing,
Yeah.
I'm getting returns. it's very small amount.
That's a good point. As usual, you are not correct, Abhishek. I'll tell you what, let me just make a quick pit stop and let me show you something interesting, okay?
Here?
So you said a little bit like 0.5% or whatever doesn't make a big difference, right? Right? That's what you said, right?
Correct.
Okay, let me show you something interesting.
Because I'm getting money also in return, na?
Let me show you.
Arey yaar.
Today is going to be an interesting lesson
Okay.
in exponents.
In what?
Exponents, never mind, come here.
Okay.
Imagine you have a single sheet of paper. Yeah, now I want you to double it.
2 sheets of paper.
Now let's suppose you double these 2 sheets again. How many sheets do you have?
4.
Correct. Now imagine you double these 4 pieces of paper again and you have
8.
and that's 2 is to the power 3.
Okay.
Now imagine why I'm telling you all of this.
Correct.
I want you to imagine what is 2 is to the power 100. How many sheets of paper, how tall, how high, and I don't think you'll know the answer to this.
I know.
What is it?
This much.
Think big. 2 is to the power 100.
This big.
Let's start from scratch. We'll start from 2 is to the power 10 sheets of paper. We're looking at 10 centimeters.
Okay. 10 centimeters.
Now let's make this 2 is to 10 to 2 is to 15.
15 centimeter.
Not at all. It'll actually be, you see that car? Double of that car.
So you should go and just take rest. 2 is to 10 is 10 centimeter. 15
is double of this car. You know why? Because the number is doubling every time and you can't humanly imagine kitna badh raha hai ye. Let's keep going. 2 is to 20, just adding 5 more, becomes the length of that football field you pretend to play striker on the weekends and fail miserably at it. 2 is to the power 20.
Football field.
Correct. And 2 is to the power 30. How much do you think the football field now becomes? 2 is to the power 30.
From Jammu to Kanyakumari?
Actually, it's from here all the way to outer space. Right at the edge of space.
Okay.
And 2 is to the power 40 is
moon.
That's right, actually, not bad. That's the moon. Now tell me, what is 2 is to the power 100?
Sun.
You should pause the video and try to guess in the comments. It's the sun. Think bigger.
Hey, sir, what bigger?
It's actually not
Pluto.
Not in kilometers. It's not in planets. It's not in universes. It's actually in light years. 13 billion light years. 2 is to the power 100.
13 billion light years.
My point's very simple. Exponential growth cannot be imagined by a human because our brains just don't function that way. It's too big of a number to imagine. And you can do that with compounding in investing. The major growth comes at the end. So your expense ratio is actually also going to compound or have an exponential effect. And that will eat up your profit.
Oh, okay. मैं नोएडा से गुड़गांव बोल रहा था.
हाँ.
मैं जम्मू से कन्याकुमारी बोल रहा था.
हाँ.
I am still not okay.
Compounding interest में, the power actually goes to time. So the longer you are, you actually have exponential crazy earnings. So,
okay, sir. Okay.
कुछ समझ में आया?
Okay, sir. ठीक है, I got it. So, wait. Basically, compounding works both ways. Returns maybe and fees maybe, right?
Absolutely right.
Hey, yaar. Fine. Fair. Okay, sir. I just have one more question. Basically,
Of course, you have another question.
So basically, I have a couple of regular funds.
Yeah.
Now, if I switch from regular to direct,
Okay.
right? Taxes में भी तो फर्क पड़ेगा because I'll be exiting from a fund and probably moving that money to a direct fund. So वो कैसे चलेगा?
Okay, interesting. So you're saying if you exit your current funds,
Correct.
because there's a large corpus, you'll pay tax on it.
Right.
And then you'll move to a direct fund.
Yeah.
तो कितना ही बच जाएगा because you lose so much in taxation.
See होगा ना यार.
It's actually a good point. So the answer is I don't know. The best way to know is to actually calculate it and figure out whether it is or not. Okay. But I was actually talking about this with a relative a few months ago, and I have an interesting calculation for this.
Okay.
But of course, it's based on his fund. So,
right away.
no, I'll just send it to you.
Oh, acha, I'll open it.
Okay, check it out. That's an airdrop. Can you
Yeah,
see it?
got it.
So basically, if you invested and you switched and you paid taxes and you did this for a long time again, it makes a difference. You still make savings despite the change.
right.
So compounding is the eighth wonder of the world, even in expenses.
Yeah, sir, this is nice. So basically, I've saved thousands and lakhs of money, sir, mere.
Lakhs of money, yeah, lots of money. Correct, that's right. Yeah.
Lots.
So now I don't need to do the appraisal, right?
नहीं, इसीलिए सर ये इसीलिए था.
But I think there are a few more things you should know. When you're switching, you also have exit load.
When you are taking out, when you're redeeming the funds and you get to pay something within a time.
Yeah, you don't get to. You have to pay something when
you
you
have to.
exit a fund.
Yes.
Not in all funds though. Certain funds have a time limit. So if you do it before 1 month, before 6 months,
You get to
there's an exit load. You should know if there's an exit load for your investment and include that in your calculation.
This is plus expense ratio.
Yes.
हाँ, okay. ठीक है.
It's actually a good thing. It's to prevent you from exiting too early. Another thing is if you've done an investment, like say the ELSS and
The tax
ELSS
वाला, the
fund.
tax saving वाला.
So in an ELSS fund, you can't actually take your money out before 3 years.
हाँ,
तो वो तो switch कर ही नहीं सकते ना, and you've already taken a tax rebate on it.
हाँ, correct.
So yeah, you can't. A better advice than don't do it is find out what that exit load is, find out what that tax rate is, put in the calculations. Most likely over a long period of time, the compounding will still work in your favor.
Oh, अच्छा, okay.
So
ठीक है.
you could still exit, but you should know that.
My funds as well. तो I'll just redeem. ठीक है. अरे यार सर, इतने सारे fees, exit load, lock in, बचेगा क्या end में?
Dude, one simple way of actually doing it is just doing like an index fund. And वहाँ पे the expense ratio.
Sir, index fund are also mutual funds, ना? That
Yes.
will also have expense ratio.
Yes.
वहाँ पे भी कोई condition होगा, I get to redeem and I'll have to pay exit load.
We're gonna get to office and I can't tell you everything in one car ride. Maybe you can comment if you want us to do something on index funds, and then if we get enough votes, then we'll figure something.
We'll do it.
I have a question for you.
Salary कब?
Why hasn't your performance been that good this quarter?
आपको कैसे पता?
मुझे सब पता है.
ऐसे कैसे पता?
तुम्हारा बॉस हूं मैं. I have another question for you. Who's written all these questions in this episode? She's been hiding in the back, prompting us the questions so we could do a good episode on this. He's the audio guy. You see what great lengths we're going through to actually explain to you how all of this works. And yeah, just see you in the next episode, guys. बहुत मजा आ रहा है हमको. Bye bye.
Like and subscribe.